Hi, hello. Myself Nagarajan, and I'm the product manager of Vembu BDR Suite. And I would like to welcome you all for the webinar series. Guys, I see still there are attendees joining for the webinar. Yeah, today I'm going to take care of the webinar session. And again, say I would like to remind you about the ground rule because I see there are new attendees for today's webinar. Okay, so you will be all in listen only mode. So if you have any questions, you can actually type your questions on your question section on the GoToWebinar console. So one of my colleague from the product management team will respond to your queries immediately. Also, if we are unable to respond to your queries, you will get your answers from our support team. So guys, so today's webinar is going to be about the new Vembu BDR Suite version 3.9 release. So I just going to talk about version 3.9 and what are all the new features available on this particular release. At the same time, because I see there are new attendees. Okay, so I'm gonna brief about what Vembu BDR Suite and how it's addressing the needs of the data centers having disaster. I mean, having the disaster recovery plan. So yeah, this is the agenda of the today's webinar. So as I told, I see there are new attendees. So I just thought of give you a brief about Vembu Technologies. So Vembu Technologies were founded in year 2002 and having more than 60,000 plus businesses using our software from more than 100 plus countries. So we are having more than 10 plus years of experience in offering backup and disaster recovery solution. Okay, so yeah, before we look into the new features, okay, so this is a product portfolio. The Vembu BDR Suite is a one-stop backup software for all your backup needs. So you can backup the virtualized environments like VMware or Hyper-V, or the physical Windows servers and endpoints, or it may be the Linux machines, or it may be the Mac machines, or it may be the SaaS applications, okay, like Office 365 or G Suite. So Vembu provide backup solutions. So the backup solutions are differs from data center to data center. See, there are few data centers are not compromise on their downtime. So they want their backups needs to be instantly booted, or they want instant recoveries. For such data centers, we recommend a complete virtual machine backup or entire machine level backup. So which is all image level backups. So which will help you to backup entire machine, a VM or physical machine. So it will back up the operating system and applications and the data. So during disaster, you can instantly boot them as a VM on any hypervisor environment, or you can actually restore them back to the same hypervisor or hardware. So this particular solution helps any business to run continuously without any interruption. So again, there are a few IT admins would like to back up some specific important files and folders and specific application data. Yes, they can use network backup. And those who are not having any local provisions for the storage, like say if you are unable to spend any resource to manage your the backups, like having a local data center, you can back up your data to Vembu. So we are running our cloud servers in Amazon Web Services, and it's across all continents. So you can choose where you want to back up your data. So those who are from Europe, you don't need to worry about the GDPR. So we also comply with the GDPR. So your data will be stored in Ireland data center, AWS data center. So it's in within the EU region. So yeah, we also comply with the GDPR. So again, Vembu offers multiple add-on products where you keep one copy to your data center and helps you to replicate additional copy to your DR site. So if anything happens to your primary site, you still run your business from your secondary site. And again, it's instant recoveries. So yeah, Cloud DR is again another product offered by Vembu. So you keep a copy at your data center and replicate additional VM data to Vembu Cloud. So if anything happens to your data center, you can run all those VMs in Amazon Web Services as an instance. so that you will be running your data center through Amazon Web Services infrastructure. And the BDR 360 helps you to monitor the distributed data centers. Say if you have multiple distributed installations of Vembu BDR backup servers across the country, so you can monitor all the backup activities and other insights from the BDR 360, which is a centralized console. And okay, so these are a few of our customers. So yeah, if you would like to see the case studies, or if you would like to get the reference of our customers across the different countries, you can touch with the sales team or the support team, or you can go to Vembu.com website. There is a separate section for the case studies, so you can read all those case studies, and if you need any clarification, you can check that. So okay, here comes the agenda of the today's webinar. So what are the new features we released with the version 3.9.0? And again, the most awaited feature, which is a native tape backup support. So because there are a few debates over the tape backup, because there are many analysts who think about tape is gonna be end really soon. Okay, but no, it's not going to end, because we see from our we are getting a lot of requests from our customer base for tape backup, so that we have integrated. And again, as you know, Vembu's approach in offering the solution is completely different than other vendors. Okay, we try to approach in a simplified method. So we actually implemented the same approach. So yes, the tape backup with the Vembu is very simple to use. You don't need to have any learning curve at all. So it's kind of, solving this 3-2-1 backup strategy. So now Vembu is again solving the industry's standard, this 3-2-1 backup strategy, where you can keep 3 copies of your data, 2 different storage media, and one backup copy at offsite. So, and again, we support LTO 3.0 and above, and you can add the storage media, and you can now create multiple storage pools for different backups. So the backup will be automatically archived to the tape storage. And again, the recovery, that was really made simple. Okay, so again, everything will be incremental after that, the full archival. So in case of disaster, you can actually instantly restore, immediately restore the data from your tape by using your tape device. Again, whatever data will be stored on your tape device will be an encrypted and compressed format. So whenever you try to restore, it will restore the backed up VM or physical machine data into different virtual disk formats like VHT, VMDK, and IMG file. So you can just restore them, and you can actually bring your data center again. So it's like with this tape data archival, you can actually perform the recoveries when it is actually record. But again, the use case of the tape archival is for a long-term retention. So that is where the tape is actually primarily used. But again, we solved that particular use case as well. Along with, we thought of giving you additional options, like for example, say you are running a virtual machine and you are backing up it by using Vembu BDR Suite. Right now, it's archived on the tape. Even after 10 years, though the virtual machine is available or not, if you want to bring that virtual machine again and you want to boot it as a VM on ESXi, you can, or a Hyper-V, irrespective of the hypervisor, Vembu helps you to restore that particular data from your tape archival. So you don't need to worry about the hypervisor when you bring back that particular data to your data center. So those use cases have been covered with this tape support. And this backup level encryption is another milestone, because right now the encryption is applied on a storage level. So where for each BDR backup server, you can configure the encryption key for that particular entire backup server. So, but right now with this version, you can configure a different encryption key for different VMs. So you may have multiple teams, and if you want to specify the different encryption for different virtual machine, yes, you can do. And again, the data will be encrypted by using that encryption key, where we use the AES-256-bit encryption algorithm. So that encryption key will be used to encrypt the data. So make sure you don't forget that particular key. So if you forget, we are also unable to restore that particular data. So you have to be very careful when setting up a password encryption key for any backup job. So this will give you additional security again, for your backup data. And the next enhancement on the quick VM recovery feature. This is an enhancement. Right now you can perform a quick VM recovery, instantly boot the VM, backed up VM, VMware VM on Hyper-V or VMware or KVM. But from the user interface, you can only perform the quick VM recovery for VMware backups into ESXi environment. But from version 3.9 onwards, say you can back up the physical machines or the Hyper-V VMs or Windows VMs running on any hypervisor. You can instantly boot them from the user interface with a single click on ESXi host. Earlier, you need to follow a few manual steps in order to boot all those backed up Hyper-V or Windows servers. But right now, from the user interface, with a single click, you can instantly boot them as a VM on ESXi host. And the next feature, okay, so it's kind of an auto authorization feature. So right now, you see, there are customers having multiple distributed backup servers running on different data centers. So what they would like to do is they want to enable the offsite replication for few of their backup servers. So in order to avoid unauthorized backup servers to send data to your offsite DR site, we enabled this auto authorization feature. So if you enable this authorization technique on your offsite DR server, you will be given a pass key. So you have to share that key with the backup admins on the site. They need to use this passkey to replicate the data from the BDR's backup server to offsite DR site. So the offsite DR server, where if you enable this particular feature, only those backup servers having this passcode will be allowed to replicate the data to offsite. So it's extra security for the admins having distributed BDR backup servers, as well as for the service providers. Okay, so we do have a lot of service providers offering backup as a service and disaster recovery as a service. So for those service providers, yes, they can actually handle all those data sent to their data center. So only the authorized BDR backup server can be replicated to the offsite DR server. So the next feature is like pre and post commands, where you can run the scripts, any custom scripts or any custom commands before initiating the backup or after completing the backup job. So because say in order to run a backup on few machines, you want to stop the antivirus, or you want to stop few applications not to run. So you can actually execute those commands or those scripts before and after scheduling the backup jobs. So this will help you to ensure the application consistency, like non-Microsoft applications. Right now, Vembu offers application aware technology for Microsoft applications. So if you would like to enable application consistency for non-Microsoft applications, you can use this particular feature, where you can have the script which will ensure the consistency of the application. So before starting a backup, that script will be executed, then the backup will be initiated. Then end of the job, if you want to execute another script, yes, it will execute. So you can automate such process with this particular feature. So apart from that, there are a lot of enhancements, like you can integrate Vembu's log with the Windows server. Say if you want to see all those logs created by Vembu BDR Suite on Windows Event Logger, so you just need to enable this feature. This will help you to send all those events to Vembu event, the Windows event. So you can monitor all those Vembu's activity from Windows events. So also there are other options. There are lot more enhancements available. Also we improved the performance and the stability, scalability of the BDR backup server by improving the backup, the way how the backups are happening, how the recoveries are happening. So you feel completely new experience with the Vembu BDR version 3.9. So yeah, this is all about the new features. And again, as I told you, I do see there are new attendees for today's webinar. So I thought I'll just give you a brief about the BDR Suite. Okay, apart from these new features, see, Vembu solves all those data center backup and DR requirements. So like say if we talk about RTO, Vembu ensures RTO less than 15 minutes by offering quick VM recovery or instant file recovery, or failover failback, and the instantly restore individual application items. So Vembu offers those features. And again, when we talk about RPO, see, the incremental backup frequency starts from every 15 minutes, so that we can avail near continuous data production, as well as the CBT. Okay, we use changed block tracking technology to backup the individual. Track only the modified files, not everything. So we will only track the modified files alone during the incremental backup. And again, to manage the storage efficiently, so you can use any storage targets like local or directly attached to storage or NAS or SAN, whatever it is. So we provide the auto scale up environment. Say like you can scale out automatically whenever you want to add a few, additional hard disk for the storage purpose. So you don't need to worry about moving a backup from one device to another device in order to continue the incremental. So we have this automatic scale out technology for the storage. And again, Vembu has its own inbuilt encryption, compression, as well as deduplication. So we use our Vembu Hive file system on top of the existing file system when you choose any storage target for backups. See, if you want to use any native any storage device which has native deduplication, so you need to disable Vembu Hive file system. So what happens is it will allow you to utilize the native storage volumes deduplication or compression or encryption technology. So you see the completely different results when you go for the storage level deduplication. So yeah, we use software level deduplication in our file system. So it's about you. So it's about your requirement. So if you want to use Vembu Hive file system for the storage, yes, you can use it. Or if you want to use a NetApp kind of storage or any storage which has deduplication, you can use them as well. So any secondary backup storage targets, or like Exagrid or whatever storage vendors you want to use for storage, yes, you can use them as well. So Vembu has this automatic verification feature. So every VM physical machine which are backed up by Vembu will be automatically booted, and then it will take a screenshot of the boot screen, as well as it will check the mountability of all those volumes running inside that particular virtual and physical machine. So those reports will be available on the report section, as well as those information will be emailed to you to the specific email address. So this is a major, say one unique feature about Vembu, like Vembu offers this cross-platform migration along with this backup solution. So with the help of Vembu Hive file system, whenever you back up a VM from VMware or Hyper-V or physical machine, so we virtually create VHT, IMG, and VMDK files. So if you would like to migrate a physical machine into VMware or Hyper-V, you just copy that VHT or VMDK file, put it on the data store, and then you can create a new VM. So this is a simple and efficient migration method available. And again, say if you check the reviews given by our customers on any platforms like G2 Crowd or IT Center Station, you can notice that most of our customers are using this particular feature to migrate their physical machines to VMware or Hyper-V, or even they are actually switching from Hyper-V to VMware or VMware to Hyper-V. So this particular feature helps you to do the migration very efficiently, and again without much pain. So this will help you to migrate all those physical machines into VM. So we support this V2V, P2V, and V2P. So guys, it's all about the features available. And again, this is just I'm covering up the high level features, and there are hundreds and thousands of features available, so that you can just give it a try by yourself. So before we wind up the session, I will show how these features works, and you can actually see the demo of the BDR Suite right over here. So BDR backup server can be installed on any physical machine or virtual machine. So we recommend these operating systems. You just download this installer. It will install all the prerequisites. So once you install the software, you just need to run this icon. So it will actually open the browser. So we use web-based application. So web application. So you just log in with your credentials. By default, it is admin after the first installation. Then you can edit, and you can change during the installation or even after the installation. You can change the password, or you can create new users with full privilege or read-only privilege. Yes, there are various options available. So you see, it's a very simple and a straightforward approach on offering backup and disaster recovery solution. So once you log into the console, you just go to management and storage management to add the storage repository. So under one storage pool, you can add any number of volumes. So the volume which may be local, or which may be network, SMP share, or CAFS, so anything it may be, you can select, and you can actually use them as a storage target. And so you see, backing up VMware or Hyper-V, it's very simple. So just go to backup and click on VMware vSphere, and you just enter the credentials of the VMware ESXi host. We are offering agentless backup solution for VMware at Hyper-V. So we never install any agent at all on those virtual machines. You just add the ESXi host information, and click on backups. You see, it will immediately list out all the VMs. So if you have vCenter, you just add the vCenter, or if you only having ESXi, you can just add the ESXi. Select the virtual machines which you need to backup, and you have options to include or exclude virtual machine, or you can exclude any specific disk from a specific virtual machine. So application aware, which is inbuilt. So if you have VMs having the applications, Microsoft applications like SQL or Exchange or SharePoint or AD, you need to enable this option. It will ensure the consistency of the application, as well as end of the backup job. It will also truncate the log files. So you just need to enable this option in order to avail the application aware consistent backups, as well as the log truncation. And you actually, if you want to enable near continuous backup solution, you can run the incremental every 15 minutes, as I told. So after the full backup, it will only monitor the changed blocks. It's block level backup, and only those changed blocks alone will be backed up to the backup server. So during the incremental, you see very less data transferred from the source VM, as well as it will complete really quicker than if you go for a daily backup or a few hours backup. The incremental will be pile up, so the data will be pile up. So you can use every 15 minutes to avoid like data loss. So it will help you to reduce the data loss. So yeah, but however, based on your business use case, you can choose any options to run the incrementals, automatic incrementals. And the retention, you have various options, like so you can go for basic retention, where you would like to have lost 7 days of recovery point or lost 10 days of recovery point. So you just need to enable this option. Or if you want to go for a GFS kind of retention, so you want to have a daily merge or weekly merge, monthly merge. So whenever we do the merge, again we do a deduplication. So we will remove these unique blocks and identical blocks, and we will keep only unique blocks on the storage target. So as we are storing the data on a block level, so this merge process will not use any IOPS on the storage. So it's kind of a very lightweight process, so it won't reduce the lifetime of your storage targets, unlike other vendors. So our file system, with the help of our file system, we do this merge process very efficiently by using very less IO. So it won't reduce the lifetime of your storage targets. And you just choose any storage target to store the data. And as I told you, say either you can use a system generated encryption key, or you can use the custom encryption key as you wish. And yeah, that's all. So you name the job, and then you can run the backup job. So it's applicable for the VMware or a physical Windows server. So whatever it may be a VMware environment or a Hyper-V environment, or a physical Windows servers or workstations. It doesn't matter. You can back up them from the single console. Say for the physical machines, we push an agent to the Windows servers and workstation. So yeah, that agent has this driver which will monitor the changed blocks. So yeah, you see. But rest of the options, like other options like application over consistency, or scheduling, configuring the scheduling frequency, or the retention, or the encryption, so everything is actually common across all the backup types. So whatever VMs or physical machines you are running on your data center, so the approach is same, so there is no difference. So it's very simple to backup. So after you configure the backup, this is where okay, this is a new feature we introduced on version 3.9. So as you see, so once you configure the backup, you can actually configure the tape archival. So you just click on this tape backup on tape infra. All you need to do is you need to add the tape server. Okay, what we will do is we will push an agent to that tape driver, I mean the machine which is actually managing this tape. So yeah, you have all the options, like so you can edit the tape, and you can change the password, or the credentials, or the IP address. And then if you want to remove this tape server and you want to add a new one, yes, you can add it. And yeah, so you can actually check the medias and the drives available under that particular tape. So you just click on this option, and you have all those options. So so you see, so as I told, we actually use completely the approach. The Vembu's approach is like we would like to bring you a new experience, like without any much learning curve. So it's very simple to use the feature available for the tape archival. So and again, I say job archival is very simple. All you need to do is say, if you would like to keep multiple media pools for different backup jobs, okay, so you just need to create a media pool, and then what you need to do is you just need to go to this backup to tape menu. So see, whatever backups available right now will be listed over here. You select that particular backup job, just click next, and you need to select the media pool. So which media pool you want to store the data, and you need to select the frequency. So how frequent do you want to archive the data? So you need to select this option, and then just click next. That's all. So it will run this tape archival immediately, or it will initiate the tape archival as per the schedule. So based on your settings, the tape archival will be happening. So, and again, say you see this particular job, you can actually list this job. So once the tape archival is completed, the recovery option help you to restore the individual VMs disk into any format, like say so you right now you are backing up a physical machine. Say after a few years you want to restore data from that particular machine, we can actually download that particular physical machine into a VMDK, and then you can just put it as a VM on VMware. So you don't need to wait until identify the exact hardware to perform the bare metal recovery. So this will help you to reduce the downtime, or it will help you to reduce the time to perform the recovery from the tape storage. So yeah, and again, so you can check the activities, like when whatever things you do, everything will be captured on this activity log. So yeah, Apart from that, see the recovery options for VMware, Hyper-V, as I told you, it's very simple. So you just click on the backup job. You see the various recovery options available with Vembu. The quick VM recovery, as I told, it's a Hyper-V backup. So it's a VM running on Hyper-V. What I'm going to do is I want to boot it as a VM on either Hyper-V or VMware. So I can select any option. So I want to boot it as a VM on the VMware, not on the Hyper-V. So vice versa, you can also boot this physical Windows machine on VMware or Hyper-V, or the VMware virtual machine on Hyper-V. So just click next, and the restore is initiated. And again, say this particular restore is an instant recovery. It's not a permanent recovery. This will create a new VM instantly, and whatever data available on the storage target remains same. So it will actually restore the VM temporarily. So it's kind of an instant boot. So you see the date and time when the machine is actually got booted. You can check the date and time. So the 2 a.m. I initiated, so it's actually created at the same time. So yeah, so now it's actually configuring the disk and everything. The data is still actually stored as a compressed and encrypted and deduplicated format. Yeah, so the VM is actually now booted. Yeah, so you see, I'm initiated this particular job a minute back. Within a minute, the VM is actually booted. So you just need to log into the machine and you can start working on it immediately. And again, whatever modifications you are doing also will be stored on the storage targets. So it will be available for the recovery purpose. So you see, starting Windows. Yeah, it's very simple, straightforward, no learning curve required. So it's a simple use case. So you back up the VMs running on VMware or Hyper-V or physical Windows servers and workstations. You back up them. Whenever you want to restore, you just click on this restore activity. Okay, so you just instantly boot this as a VM. Or if you want to permanently migrate this as a VM, as you do have an option called a download, which will help you to permanently restore them to any hypervisor. So meanwhile, say if you want to restore any individual file, so you just select this file level recovery option, click next, and you see you will have an option to explore that particular VM. And you select the individual file or entire folder. You just click on next, and then so you just click the storage location. You specify the storage location that you want to restore that particular file. Meanwhile, say if you don't want somebody else to access that particular file, so you just enable these options, which will help you to which will compress the data which is downloaded, and then the compressed data will be again given a password. So with only this credentials only, you can actually unzip that particular file and you restore, you see the data. So these options will give you extra security while performing the recovery. So it's very simple. So the same way, you have multiple options available to perform the recovery. So apart from that, say you see there are a backup status. So whenever there is a job is running, you see the status and you check when it was actually triggered and when the next scheduled times, as well as I told you. So we do the verification for all the VMs and the physical machines running. So you just click on this boot screen. So you check the boot screen of the backed up virtual machine. So if anything is something is wrong, you can actually troubleshoot with the knowledge base article available on the web, or you can reach our support at any time. They will help you to sort out the issues. So yeah, apart from that, so Vembu help you to set up the backup data to be replicated to your DR site or to Vembu cloud. So yeah, these options help you to keep multiple copies on different sites. So apart from that, there are more options available. So all you need to do is you just download the trial version of Vembu, and then you just install it in our environment. You will get the 30-day full feature trial. So you just use Vembu to back up data from your data center. So it will actually help you to reduce the manpower whichever you are spending to perform the backups or keeping the data. So it will actually reduce all those things. Again, see the pricing, everything is open. So you just go to vembu.com and then you see the prices. Pricing is actually listed on this pricing section, and then yeah, again Vembu offers a free edition, so you can actually back up unlimited VMs, physical machines, completely at free of cost. So but there are few features will not be available, but you can actually compare them right over here. So yeah, so that's all from my side. Guys, I see there are a lot of questions coming up. One of my colleagues is right now responding to those questions. So if in case if you are not getting any response to your questions, you will receive an email shortly from the team, the product management team. So by addressing your queries, and yeah, we are at the end. See, if in case if you need any assistance, and if you would like to talk to one of our sales guys or support team, you can actually dial the numbers listed on your screen, or if you want to reach us through email, vembu-sales@vembu.com for sales related queries, and vembu-support@vembu.com for support related queries. We function 24/7, so yes, you can reach us at any time. And thanks for joining the webinar, and thanks for your response. So guys, if you have any questions, feel free to reach us, and thanks for your time. Have a great day. Bye bye.